I'm here with Joe Hellman, partner and M&A advisory services lead at Redpath and Company. Welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
So we are here at the 2023 Leadership in Deal Making Summit today, hosted by the M&A advisor. And Joe, I wanted to ask you about some of the work that you've been working on with your company recently, and you're here to accept an award tonight. If you could tell us about that as well.
Yeah, so I'm here to accept the Emerging Leaders Award. As far as what we've been doing, I work at Redpath and Company, which is a regional CPA firm, and over the last 3 years I've been working on building out advisory practice focused entirely on M&A to start as we build out complementary services. We've went from essentially 0 people up to about 15 over the course of 3 years, and we've worked on around 200 to 250 transactions.
Wow. And so tell me about the award you're getting tonight.
So it's an Emerging Leaders Award, which is going to be focused on kind of the growth of our practice and kind of leading the team and our clients that we've had. So we've been nominated by some people we work with who we're very appreciative of.
Very good. So I wanted to ask you as well, I know you have interest in particular sectors and geographies. What are different sectors and geographies that excite you going forward that you think are poised for growth?
From being that we are a regional CPA firm, obviously we focus more on the Midwest where we're at, but for us as a firm, it's kind of the expansion into kind of the adjacent areas from where we're at in the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, so Minneapolis, St. Paul. From an industry's perspective, we spend a lot of time in healthcare, in particular life sciences with medical devices. We do a lot of business services, and I think the market's very good for those types of industries right now, whether it's related to private equities or just related to the types of products that are out there on the medical device space. Where we are in the Twin Cities, it's kind of a hotbed for that. Yeah,
so I imagine you're getting to see a lot of innovation.
We do. We have our community is great for that, and the people that we have around us, good schools. You typically are running into entrepreneurs on a regular basis, which gives us a lot of opportunity to meet some of these founder-owned businesses and work with them.
Yeah, I imagine that keeps your job pretty interesting.
I think so. It keeps my attention, which is hard to do. I do have a short attention span by most, but working with the founders is what makes it a lot of fun, and you kind of learn their business as you work through it, and it's quick pace, so you're kind of doing this on a repeat basis.
Mm-hmm. And as an emerging leader, I imagine you have a lot of thoughts on young people and their careers coming into M&A and how mentorship may or may not serve them. But I'm assuming you think it would, because it sounds like you've been spending time working underneath some really impressive leaders in the space, and now you're getting your own award. So what are your thoughts on leadership and mentoring in M&A?
I think from an advice perspective, the things I would encourage are, one, don't be afraid of failure. I think everyone does make mistakes. There's plenty of opportunities to fail, and we all will. There will be mistakes, but it's how you handle those mistakes and how you progress is really important. If you screw up something with a client, it's owning up to that and having the conversation. It's not a fun one, but you have to have it. But it's having that communication plan and not being afraid of failure. That's kind of the first thing. Another one's going to be, don't be afraid to be different, because what works for someone else may not work for you. And for me, I mentioned I have a short attention span. It took me to find M&A until I actually found something that held my attention for long periods of time where I could focus very well. Yeah. And that may be failure for some people, but at the other side, it does make it so it's something that drives you. And having that ability to kind of look past any sort of, call it roadblocks, is important.
Was that something that you struggled with growing up or first going into your career? Like you thought it might hold you back, but it sort of ended up being something that helped you move forward?
I didn't really know if it was going to hold me back. It was more of something that I always worked on ways to keep my attention at things. And if it didn't challenge me, it was something that I couldn't stay focused on. And M&A is something that does challenge me, and I think it challenges most people that work in this space, which is why a lot of us find it, I think, interesting and rewarding.
Yeah, there's not a lot boring about mergers and acquisitions.
No, it changes so often.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for your thoughts today. I'm Leanna Hawkins, and this is M&A TV.